to speak with people again in Genesis, like to help people to understand?
He does.
People need him?
He does.
Like, say, in Noah's life, maybe, or others? Or
Noah, for example,
yeah.
as the sin got worse and worse and worse, God calls one person, Noah, and speaks to him and says, I want to use you to do something special. Man has sinned, and I want to destroy all of man. They're sinful, and they're separated from me, and sin is getting worse. So I want to destroy, he says, I want to destroy all of it, but I want to save mankind, and so I'd like you to do something very, very special. And Noah says, what's that? And he says, I want you to build a very large boat. Now, Noah doesn't live by the ocean. There's no water anywhere. Why would he build a boat? It was a ridiculous idea.
He didn't need it.
He didn't need it.
Exactly.
But God said, I'm going to send a flood. It's going to rain.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cover the world with water. But I'm going to save you and your sons wives. I'm going to save your family. And I'm also going to save all of the animals, because I want them all to come into the boat. And during the flood, I will protect you in this boat. And when the flood is over and I've destroyed mankind, then I'll let you go out of the boat and start over again. And so God speaks to Noah and uses him to save the people during the flood. And he and his family are the only ones that are saved. And they leave the ark after the end of the flood, and they begin having more families. And the people start multiplying again. But it doesn't take very long. And once again, man continues to grow in their rebellion against God. They continue to sin.
So after the flood in Noah time, so how many people saved from this flood?
8 people saved.
From all over the world?
All over the world, only 8.
Just 8 people?
God saved 8 people.
Who these 8 people?
Noah, his sons, and their wives. Noah and his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. 8
they
people.
obey Noah? They said yes to him?
His family
Or they trust what he said?
His family trusted what he said.
But the others not?
No.
And Dr. Kروكر, they came in to the boat? They entered the boat?
The other people?
The other people?
No.
Nothing?
They just laughed at Noah. They said, it's a silly story you're telling us. God's not going to send judgment. But God did.
It's repeat the word again, like you know, Noah's finished, his family, all over the world, everybody finished, just 8.
It's just 8.
So God starts from 0 again.
Start over again.
From 0.
From 0. And so you see the first,
that's amazing.
The first 11 chapters of Genesis take a long time. Thousands of years in the first 11 chapters of Genesis. It only takes 11 chapters to tell the story, but it's a very long period of time. It's not a quick story. But Noah's family begins to have family, and the population grows again. And the story, the Bible tells us, they continue to sin. But God has a plan. And so he speaks again to one man. This man was not a godly man. He worshiped idols. He didn't believe in God. But God chose him and said, I want to choose you, Abraham, and I want to make you a great nation. And he makes a promise to Abraham. He promises a piece of land, the land of Canaan. He promises him a large family. And he promises him blessing, and that all the world will be blessed through him. So what God does, he chooses one man, and through that man, he begins to tell the story of how he is going to take care of man's sin. And so Abraham believes God, leaves his country to the north, and begins to travel towards this land that God had promised him. And so you read the rest of the book from Genesis chapter 12, actually to the end of the Old Testament, is the story of Abraham's family and all the things that happened to his family over hundreds and hundreds of years as they learned to walk in obedience with God.